Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's not so much of a vlog, but it's a monthly reset. I really love watching these videos, so I figured I would make one, and I think the next one will probably do more of a vlog style, but since today was February 1st and I had a little bit of extra time, I was like, let me just sit down and do like a sit down style video. Today, I just wanted to kind of check in on my January goals and habits and kind of see what went well, what I need to learn from January, and then we can talk about my February goals. And I want to have a whole portion where I talk about like the books that I read this month and the books that I'm gonna read next month. Grab your coffee or your matcha or your little snack or something and get cozy because we are gonna do this. We're gonna reset for the new month. I'm so excited. Honestly, I feel like I really like the beginning of the year, and I think I'm leaning into that even more this year. Sometimes in the winter, especially here in Southern California, since we don't have like a true like snowy winter or anything, I feel like the winter can kind of just like blend together, and I feel like that's why like focusing on specific goals and habits per month can really help like differentiate the months and like what's going on and stuff. I don't know, that's just like some of my thoughts. But anyway, I'm like really happy about my goals and habits from last month and just like what I was able to accomplish. I feel like I had one of those months where I was just so motivated for the new year, like for no particular reason or anything. I just feel like I don't know, I wanted that like fresh start, and I feel like I really got it. So first things first is let's go over my physical goal list. I had this up on my fridge all month long, and I've never done that before. And I honestly think it really helped because I was looking at my goals and habits literally every single day. I had like brainstormed them in my phone at the end of last year, and I put together like a habit tracker spreadsheet that I actually got from Morgan Yates. But I think that like having them written down like this really helped. I actually made this an activity for me and my boyfriend, and we sat down and wrote these out together, and we kind of talked about it and stuff. Some of my goals were things that have been on my to-do list for such a long time, and I finally got around to doing them, and I feel like all it took was literally just writing it down like physically and just looking at it every day to be like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. And it's not even like a I gotta do this, it's like I wanted to do it. So first things first, I talked about this in my vlogs, but the first one on my list was to find a therapist. I can happily check that off. I did find a therapist. I'm still in the works of like trying to figure out if this is right for me, like this type of therapy or like this therapist in particular. So kind of still in the process of that because I'm just seeing her bi-weekly. The next one was to find a dermatologist, and I can happily check this off. I found a new dermatologist that I went to literally 2 days ago. The next one was dry January, and I literally just checked this off before I started filming because I did not drink a single sip of alcohol in the whole month of January. Honestly, it was so easy. I like had little spin drifts that were just like my, you know, drink of choice if we're having like game night or something like that. But yeah, it was really nice, and I think I'm not trying to continue into February necessarily, but I think I will just continue with the mindset of like I probably will only have like 1 or 2 drinks on like special occasions, and special occasion being like I have a girls trip next weekend, and the weekend after that we have a Valentine's Day trip. So it's like I'll probably get like a cute little cocktail or something, and like it doesn't have to be that big of a deal. Find a volunteer opportunity, and I was able to check this off in January, but I just actually had my volunteer orientation this morning on February 1st. Yeah, I was able to check this off because I did find the opportunity, you know what I mean? I just haven't necessarily done it yet. I'm like really excited. The next one was to have a low spend, high save month. I have not completed my January finances yet, but I think that I will check this off. And I think that there's like some nuance to this because I'm never gonna truly have like a super like low or no spend month, and I feel like everyone defines it very differently. But for me, I really wanted to cut back on unnecessary purchases, and I feel like I really did that. I did make one really big purchase this month, my new laptop, but that was something that like I had planned and I had saved for, And so I feel like I view that very differently. It's not like it was just like a spontaneous like clothing purchase or whatever. So I feel like that was nice. I only got coffee out a couple times and I only went out to eat a couple times, I feel like. So yeah, my grocery bill was definitely higher this month, I noticed, but I think that goes without saying, like if you're not going out to eat, obviously you need to get more groceries. So I think in general, I have a different mindset on money, not like some drastically different mindset, but I think it's different enough that I was really just taking a second before I purchase things. Because I budget and I keep track of my expenses, I feel like I'm, you know, empowered to be like, oh, I can just buy this whatever that I like want or need, and like thankfully I can like afford to do that to an extent, of course, not like any crazy purchases, but even like small things. But then it's like those things do add up. So anyway, I'm just glad that I kind of like shifted my perspective on that a little bit. Yeah, I wasn't like too strict with myself, but I feel like it was definitely a good month for just thinking about my money habits and maybe not spending on things just because I like felt obligated to or something too. The next one that was super exciting is I actually started my 5-minute journal. I've literally had this for, okay, this is so embarrassing. I've actually had this for like over a year. I finally started it. They say, I am grateful for, and you list 3 things. What would make today great? List 3 things. Daily affirmation. And then at night, you do highlights of the day and what did I learn today? And it's all undated, so you can literally start at any time. And then sometimes they'll have these weekly challenges, and then most days they just have these quotes. I've really been liking this. There are definitely some days where I struggle with it a lot and other days where things just come to me more natural, and I think that that's totally normal with journaling. I just want to point out that the one that I struggle with the most, which is so silly, is what did I learn today? But I highly recommend, if you're trying to get into journaling, to do something like this, because it's, once you actually get it started, it's not that intimidating. I don't know why this was so intimidating to start for me, but the next one is to go hiking. I kind of have a habit goal of going hiking at least once a month this year, and I think that's like super easy and obtainable. You just have to schedule it. Like thankfully I have a lot of hikes near me, and this one was nice too because it's like you can easily make this a social thing. So I went with my boyfriend and my best friend. You guys know Liv. It was like a super short hike, but I feel like it was really nice. The next habit goal I'd say is to read 2 books per month. My actual reading goal this year I think is 30 books. And so obviously I have to read more than 2 books a month, but I feel like there are some months that are way busier than others where I'm not necessarily taking the time to read. This month I just had a minimum goal of 2 books. And I literally finished that yesterday on the last day of the month. I'll get into my books after this segment. I feel like I've been talking about my January goals forever, so we're gonna move quickly. Last one was to try a new recipe. I tried a few new recipes actually. And the last one was to do a game night, date night, and we did that. Now moving on to my February goals. So if you'd like to see my habit tracker spreadsheet, please comment down below. I also have a list of 25 things that I want to do while I'm 25 because I turned 26 on July 5th. And so I've been trying to check things off that list as well as I go. And so some of these are related to that and other ones are just general goals. So the first one I have for February is to grow an herb. Like I mentioned, I want to like get into gardening eventually. Actually, I think I was saying that in my vlog, not this video, but I want to do that eventually, and I don't have like the space in the land to do that right now. And so I think starting off with an herb, it will be super easy. I've like had a basil plant before, but I think now I want to actually like grow something from seeds. So that'll be new. The next one I have, which is crazy to admit, but I had floss every night because there are definitely days where I forget to floss, which is disgusting because I used to be in such a good routine about this. So now I'm gonna add that in here so that I have to check it off every single day. The next one I have is don't snooze Monday through Friday. This is going to be probably my hardest one, but I think if it's something that I am checking off every single day, like I'll be much more motivated to do it. And of course this has caveats, like if I have a Monday off or something, like I might not even have it on alarm set. Like the next one I have is to journal every day. So last month I was like super easygoing with myself about starting this journal. And now next month, I think I'm gonna make it a goal to do it every single day because I'm already in a really good routine with it. The last one I have too is to meet 2 new people. I think that this actually sounds easier than it is. And when I mean meet 2 new people, I don't mean like, oh, like the girl at my yoga studio that's checking me into my class. Like I mean like actually meet two new people, like have full-blown conversation, like you know where they're from, maybe what they do for work or something. I don't know, and like you remember their name. For example, wait, I actually already checked 1 out of the 2 off today because I met the person who like walked me around the garden this morning. Wait, that's really convenient. Okay, nice. I think that's all I have so far. And then next, let's kind of get into the books of it all because those are gonna be my other couple February goals. But first, let me tell you what I read in January. So I'm a part of a book club, and the book club pick for January's meeting was The Wedding People. Let me pull up my Goodreads because that's where I had all of my ratings and stuff. Okay, so The Wedding People, I gave a 3 out of 5 stars, which I know is shocking because it is rated so highly, and it was rated like one of the top fiction books for Goodreads last year. I don't know, I have like really mixed feelings. Like, it was one of those books that I did not read any description whatsoever. Like, I normally don't, I don't think. Like, I like to go into books with like a super open mind and not be like trying to guess like what's gonna happen next. So I just kind of like take the story as it comes. I don't know, like some people, like especially when they're reading mystery, right, like they're trying to figure it out immediately. Anyway, I think with this one, I thought it was gonna be a romance. And like there was romance in it kind of, but like that was not the point of the book at all. And so I think that that kind of surprised me. But I like how she was like learning a lot about life. Like I really liked that aspect. Yeah, it's definitely got some like heavy topics, so I would read or like look up trigger warnings before you read it. But it's one of those books that like I would recommend, but like I'm not like dying to recommend it. Maybe I was just like missing part of the story, or maybe I read it too slow, but yeah, 3 out of 5 stars for me. The next book that I read was Yours Truly. It's the second book in the Part of Your World series by Abby Jimenez. I think that she has gotten so much hype, but for good reason. Like, she is such a good author. I think that she writes romance that is like beyond YA. I absolutely fell in love with these characters. I just finished the book yesterday. So I'm still like fresh off of that. Like, oh, by the way, I give it a 5 out of 5. And I would definitely recommend this series. I mean, I haven't read the next book yet, but I don't know, I just like absolutely love this one for some reason. There's just so many like intricate parts, and I feel like this is a book that I'll actually really remember. And I don't know if I've mentioned this in the vlog, but after I read 28 Summers, I had like such a book hangover that like nothing really compared to that book for me for so long. And I think this is one that like has gotten the closest. I didn't feel as emotionally connected to the book, I will say, but honestly, such a good romance. I definitely recommend it. Going into the books that I'm gonna read in February, my book club book for this month is Remarkably Bright Creatures. So I think that this book is not something that I would have picked up on my own, even though I've heard a lot of good things about it. I just have never really read like an animal type book. I don't even know if that's what you call it. It will be good for me to kind of expand my palette a little bit. And then the next book that I'm gonna read in February is probably the 3rd book in the Part of Your World series. It's Just for the Summer. Just for the Summer is next. I'm gonna see if it's available on my Kindle. There's also a book 3.5, I just realized, called The Situationship. You know what I really need to do is swap out or like revamp my stickers. But I went into a bookstore the other day and like I didn't really see any that I was vibing with, so yay! It's in Kindle Unlimited. Okay, I'm so excited. Okay, it's downloading. Yay! Okay, I'm so excited. I think that that's all for this video. I just want to, I don't know, send you guys off with some motivation if you have been feeling like you're kind of just in a rut or a plateau or something. I was kind of in a like weird headspace a little bit at the end of last year, to be honest. And I really think, I mean, not everyone works the same, but I will just say, like, coming into January with all of these like ideas for like goals and habits and all this stuff, like it can definitely be daunting and not for everyone, but I think I made mine super realistic. I mean, honestly, if we were to like critically look at these goals, you would say these are way too easy because clearly I was able to check them all off. But it was super motivating for me. And I mean, I know that like most people say don't rely on motivation, you need to rely on discipline. And I think that I have built a lot of habits even besides my monthly goals, like just my yearly ones that I think I mentioned in a different vlog. but that are related to like strength training and yoga and running and stuff, which I didn't even touch on in this video at all, but I think it's because that is way beyond just January, right? Like these are now habits that are like ingrained into my routine, and so I have a lot more discipline when it comes to them, and like I'm trying to, you know, be in tune with my body and not like force it, but also like push myself even when I don't want to, kind of thing. Those are kind of my final thoughts. If you guys have any goals or habits or maybe books that you want to read this month, please comment them down below. I would love to read through all of them. If you've like made it this far in the video, please give this a thumbs up, and you can comment the little heart hand emoji. That's like my favorite one, even though I never do this in real life. Like this feels awkward to me, but like I absolutely love that emoji. Make sure to subscribe, turn on the post notifications so you know the next time that I upload. I upload a lot of vlogs, or I'm trying to upload a lot of vlogs this year, so stay tuned. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so excited for a new month and love you guys.